Evening, just got home from work. You've probably seen on Josh's videos we've been silaging. So we just finished today. So I'm a bit behind at home here now. So we're going to move some cows tonight. But just wanted to show you our wisteria. Lovely, isn't it? Anyway, let's go and do the cows. Right, so what are we doing? You probably remember from other videos that I run a paddock grazing system, i.e. the cows have a chunk of grass between two fences, and then we let them through and they move on to a new small paddock. So that's what we're going to do. And the reason I've got the tractor is that... Let's have another gear. The reason I've got the tractor is I need to move the water tanks from one paddock to another. So they've got water in their new paddock. So that's what we're up to. So Liz is down there turning the fence off. I'm going to go around and in on the top gate. Right, let me remind you of my plan here. By any sort of traditional measure, thinking about letting cows into this at this time of year is kind of bonkers. Every sinew in my body is telling me to get my mower out, cut this and grab a bit of cut of silage. But if you remember, I've bought loads of silage cheap at the end of the winter. That's what's gone into my yard. So I've bought that silage much cheaper than I can make it. So the pressure is off. I don't need to cut this. So what problem is it I'm trying to solve? Well, the problem I'm trying to solve is cost, number one. So if I can buy silage cheaper than I can make it, because I don't have to buy all the fertiliser and everything, so much the better. And I import nutrients with the silage I buy in. But the past few years here, we've been getting drier and drier and drier summers. So what I've found is if I make a big cut of silage in May or June, I'm very often starting to scratch around for grass through July and August. So what I found is, so far, by grazing like this, my pasture recovery is so much better. So this is what you've seen us just let them out of. So you can see there's a good, I don't know, half an arm, 10 inches of stubble left, with not a terrific amount of waste at all, but a lovely mat of grass which is helping keep the soil cool. But more importantly, something to regenerate from. Good friend of mine who's a very, very successful, him and his wife, very successful dairy farmers. They got a little phrase which is grass grows grass, which really means if you've got some leaf there, there's something to start the grass growing. Anyway, by the by, so I've just walked from the paddock that they were in into the one they were in before that. Now look how this is recovered. And we haven't had any rain at all in the period that they've left this grass paddock and gone into that one. And look how it's recovering. Lots of nice lush grass. Yeah, I've got the obligatory dock and a bit of dandelion. But there's some nice clover in the bottom coming through. There, look. And the clover will be better. The clover cover as a percentage will get better through the season. So you can see how this is recovering. And then the other side of the field again is the paddock before that. So I've got a succession of paddocks that are recovering, that if we have loads of rain and we've got loads of grass, well, yeah, I can cut that and maybe grab a bit of hay or a bit of silage. But my main priority at the moment is putting lots of nice grass in front of these cows and the calves, so the calves get a cracking start and I'm not holding them back, scratching around on bare stubble. And because they're eating grass now, but they're still milking. They'll drink milk off their mums, well, right through until November. So this will give mum no excuse not to milk like a good one. And I can try this experiment knowing that at the moment I've got a nice stock of hay and silage that I bought through the winter when people realised they'd got too much in store. Now of course that won't be able to, now I can't rely on that because farmers will be counting their costs and they won't want to be making too much spare silage in the future. So the chances of me, buying 200 bales fairly cheap like I've done this year will start to diminish. Especially if they watch this video and see what my cunning plan is. But at the moment it's working. So we'll continue with the experiment. So this is, sat on a stinging nettle. This is the pivotal part of the system. An old battery and a hotline electric fencer that keeps them paddocked in. And of course they've got plenty of grass, they don't care that they're in a paddock at all. The only thing that breaks this fence is the deer that every now and again go charging through. And one year, which has happened a couple of times, a bloody great helicopter, military helicopter, will sweep over the valley really low, almost touching the treetops. That sends the cows into a frenzy, and then they break any fence that's in front of them, any electric fence. So that's always a nuisance. That hasn't happened for so far this year, but famous last words. This is the fence that some of you may have watched me repairing and putting up on another video. Get my wife to test that, she's braver than me.
Yeah, that'll do.
Excellent. I told you she was braver than me. Right, are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, dear. Right, I'll get the tractor and disappear.